What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom of the video. It's gonna hop right into it. So, yes, we are a couple days late on the game for reaction. A nigga been doing a lot this weekend, aka drinking. Anyways, it's up before game 5. That's all that matters. So, hopping right into it. First thing that was different about this game is they started the two bigs. I have been talking about this and stressing this since game 1 and game 3, because for some reason in game 1 he went with Casey Wallace first, went back to the two bigs in game 2, had success, and then went right back to Casey Wallace starting in game 3. So, and even if he don't start, at least playing them together for Chet and Hartenstein for a good amount of minutes, but he wasn't doing that at all. But today he started them too. And well, if you watch the game the whole way through, it didn't seem like that shit was gonna make much of a difference. Cause in all honesty, I thought Indiana had this game in the bag from the beginning. Just because this is the type of game they win. They just when you get up and down, free flowing a game like this. This is just the type of game they win, especially when Oklahoma City was basically not hitting any threes. But we're gonna get into that. But I'm pretty much probably gonna talk about Indiana first and then talk about OKC. So the first thing with Indiana, Pascal had a great start. Now he didn't finish strong, but I do think adjustment Indiana has to make. They have to get Pascal the ball down the stretch. Now before I get into Shai obviously is a superstar, but I say this, when it gets down the stretch, it's like get Shai the ball and get out the way. Most, when you have a superstar player like that, that's how usually it works. But the way Indiana is constructing how they play, it don't really work like that. Like, yeah, Tyrese hits them clutch shots, but he's not down the stretch. Hey, bro, let's just ISO and get out your way. Pascal is they best one-on-one player. So adjustment I see Indiana making, especially game 5, is definitely get some finding ways to free up Pascal Siakam and get him in one-on-one situations down the stretch, because he started great, but they got away from him. Then he started, you lose your rhythm, things like that. So yeah, that's an adjustment I see Indiana making. Now, something that looked crazy is Miles Turner. Miles Turner, he's a very interesting player to talk about because he does things great that you value him so high for, as being one of the few centers that can hit the three and still protect the basket at a decent rate. But it's just some shit you just be like, I see why you ain't, that crazy or that cold, because no disrespect. But like 2 rebounds as a 7-footer now. He did 0 for 6 from 3. He is a 7-footer. I don't really expect, unless he was a Dirk, Cat, something like that, I don't really expect him to be really lighting that bitch up at his size and playing center. But 0 for 6 is still a little nasty. On top of that, 2 rebounds as a 7-footer. Like, Chet had 15 rebounds, or 14 or 15. But Chet had 14 or 15 rebounds, and he was playing the power forward for some of his minutes. Now, he didn't play a lot of minutes at the 4 because Hartenstein played a good amount of minutes, but not a lot. I think he played 21, something like that. But still, you getting killed on the boards by somebody who is Chet's definitely more athletic and obviously younger. But look at how the girth pause. It sound crazy. Oh my god, that just sound crazy. Ignore that. But y'all get what I'm trying to say, bro, about how they're built. You just wouldn't think that, Chet would be killing him on the boards. 2 rebounds is absolutely ridiculous. Now, something that's common out of the Pacers is you usually get somebody who's a part outside of the main 2, which is Tyrese and Pascal, who, comes along and have a great game. This game, they had another Obi Toppin game. Obadiah is full government. Obadiah had 17 once again. Great game from Obi Toppin, but that's my thing. Benedict didn't have a great game. Like, honestly, I don't see Benedict having another 27 piece in 22 minutes. That's just gonna be hard for him to accomplish. And I just feel like watching them. Rick Carlisle do not fuck with Benedict Mathurin like that, because he should play him a lot more. But he like their third leading scorer, and he barely plays. Like, he plays, but he don't play as much as he should. Let me say that. But another great Obi Toppin game. It kind of sucks to waste a great Obi Toppin game because it really looked like I said earlier, it really looked like down the stretch. You was like, damn, Indiana really might go up 3-1, shocking. Like, but that was not the case. We did get a slightly more, pretty much on average, aggressive Tyrese Halliburton. Um, when I think of him being aggressive, things like that, I'm thinking of at least 20 shots. I think he shot 15, 7, 15. So he's not far off, but it's still certain times I do want to try to see him go into that mode more, especially when we see what happened with HGA down the stretch. But shit, it's too late now. He just gonna have to adjust for game 5 and hopefully game 6 and 7. But we gonna see. They got a slightly more aggressive. But like I said with Tyrese, if he gets more aggressive trying to score the ball, it probably would make him passing a lot easier. Just because I feel like it's very, I'm not finna act like I was just some guy on the basketball court. But I just feel like if you getting downhill and being aggressive and causing the defense to collapse, that's a much easier assist than a lot of things. Because it's just like it's damn near, you get downhill like that, everything is damn near one pass away. So it's like it's just a much easier assist, especially in the middle of the floor. But we're gonna see how aggressive Tyrese come out, especially in a pivotal game 5. Now, turning over to the OKC Thunder. First thing that you say, it wasn't a lot to say at the beginning of the game, but as you see down the stretch when it counted the most, what the thing that they can lean on the most is defense, defense, defense. Down the stretch, Indiana was just struggling to score. They were struggling to get good shots, good offense. They were just struggling to score. And we have seen this OKC Thunder time and time again make great players, great offensive teams just look absolutely pedestrian when it's time to lock in. And they did it again. Now, we don't have to get into their past work with the Jokic, because the Jokic shit is still crazy to me. I've never seen Jokic shoot that bad 3 games in a row. But they just have the personnel, the energy, like they're all over the place. It's like the India something. It's hard to emulate to even practice against. It's hard to emulate because you just not gonna have the personnel. The personnel is absolutely ridiculous, but them niggas be everywhere. Like that shit is ridiculous. They legit swarm you. When you think of collapsing and swarming, OKC is the perfect example for this. Now getting into a little more individual performance, I do want to say, let me put some motherfucking respect on Jalen Williams' game. Now, if you look at the 8 for 18, it doesn't look that great. But Jalen Williams is a big reason why they were in the game to even have SGA carry them late. Jalen Williams, I think, if I remember correctly, let me look at this. I think he finished with 25, but he was keeping them in the game late. He 27. So he finished with 27. Like I said, he was keeping them. He kept them in the game so that they, could in punch a distance so they could catch up at the end. So shout out Jalen Williams. I did say, he is up and down. So I thought he wasn't gonna have a great game this time, and they wasted a great Jalen Williams performance. But he shut me the fuck up. My bad, bro. You is all pro, all defense. My bad. I don't know if he's all NBA, but I know he was like second team all. The boy nice. Fuck it. He's all. The boy nice. That's all that matters. But they did, obviously. The thing about OKC that makes them so dangerous is, well, this is like the same thing as Indiana. They usually have a bench guy who finds a way to get them a bucket. Obviously, we seen game 2, it was Aaron Wiggins. And this game, it was Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso with a 20-piece, a very, very, very important and vital 20-piece because Chet didn't have the greatest game offensively. Shea he wasn't struggling, but he wasn't having a great game. It looked like another under 30 piece, but what I tell y'all last week, getting that. But Alex Caruso was definitely a big, big help. It's like what Shea said. Shea, his instincts and things like that. He's just a gritty player, and he has worked himself into becoming a decent shooter. Like you do have to. A lot of nights, you're gonna have them off nights, but a lot of nights you do have to respect Alex Caruso as a shooter and close out a little bit. Now it's not obviously I'm not saying he's a 40% from 3 like nigga goddamn why is he open type shit, but you have to respect him as a shooter at this point because he has developed that into a skill. Now I ain't do the research on this exactly because I niggas be Niggas is better at finding stats like this than me. But I want to know, in the last 10 years, how many playoff games have been won by the team who only made three-pointers? Them niggas making three-pointers in this day and age is absolutely ridiculous. Like, and that they still won the game. If you had told me before the game, hey, OKC only gonna make three threes this game, and Indiana gonna make like 11, I would have been like, oh yeah, Indiana gonna win. I might have even thought Indiana would have whooped their ass. But these niggas made three-pointers. That shit is absolutely crazy. If these niggas get like, cause you really think about it, if they find a way to get some shot creation or some outside shooting added to this team, I don't even want to see what these niggas look like. Once some of these niggas develop offensively, I really don't want to see what this team looks like, because Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, three-pointers and you still, Jesus Christ. Now, getting into the big story here, the biggest story here is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, we're not going to get into what the hell this nigga daddy was talking about on Jeff T. Hey, if you seen that shit, that nigga was tripping. I can't believe he said that shit. But they took that shit down too. But Shai showed you what the difference between a top of the line superstar and a great star, teetering top 10 type player was, or top. I don't even know what the fuck I would rank Tyrese, but I say all this to say he showed you what the difference in that was. Shai might have not been there, on time. He may not have been there the whole game like you wanted him. But more when it motherfucking counted, when they needed him the motherfucking most, Shai figured out how to pull that motherfucker out. Pause. The three was a big shot. The step back where niggas trying to say he pushed off and travel, all that shit, they ain't call it. Live with it. Um, I don't know what 15 points in the fourth quarter. I don't know what else to say about Shai Gilgeous' performance, but I was already a believer. Honest, I mean, obviously you hear me talking this, I was already a believer, but he really, this performance really turned me into a fan. I am not going to lie, like I was really amazed at how he finished that game. Like that was a phenomenal, and like I said last time, holding Shai to under 30, that shit just not happening. It looked like he was gonna get under 30 this game again. That nigga said, fuck that, 35 piece. Here you go, nigga. Here you go. And they needed all 35 of them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna get too breakdown about what the fuck he was doing on the possessions, but I just really was amazed. I'm not gonna lie. He really made me into a fan. Like after that performance. So he just showed you what the hell top 3, top 4 player looks like in the NBA compared to somebody who's top 15, top 20. Like, and that's why I always said when you are trying to win a championship, you need you a guy who's at least playing on par with a top 5 guy at the moment. And no disrespect to Tyrese or Pascal, that's just not them. And I think, from this year on forward, I think that was showing this series. And like I said, I got the Thunder still in the series. They 2 up now. They were making me a little nervous up 3-1. I mean, if they had making me a little nervous. I would thought it was over if they went down 3-1. But definitely think they're gonna pull out Game 5 where y'all be watching this show today. They'll be pulling out Game 5 at home. I definitely could see Indiana striking back in Game 6, and it being 7. But I don't think they can beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma anymore. I think they got their game 1. And I don't think they're doing that again. So the fact that they got home court advantage and the best player on the court, especially the way he was acting in the fourth quarter, I still got the Thunder. So yeah, that's real all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG, TikTok, on the video, and we out.